Hey everybody! Welcome back to Sofa Spouses.
Sofa Spouses.
I'm Gabe.
I'm Amanda, and welcome to a wife takeover video.
Yeah, wife takeover video.
Kind of.
It's definitely a wife takeover video. I've never seen The Little House on the Prairie.
You just told me on the phone when we talked.
Okay, I have seen a little bit of it, but I've only seen like bits and pieces of it, like old clips and stuff like that. But I've never sat and watched the full episode.
For nostalgia peeps here, do 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 do.
Amanda is a big Little House on the Prairie.
I actually, in a way, I am. My mom. Well, I've always been fascinated with the 19th century, but even from when I was young. But my mom and my sister was born in 1972, so she definitely grew up with Melissa Gilbert and Melissa Anderson and Michael Landon. And watching that show, that was their thing.
Yep.
And of course, it's in syndication in a lot of places, and you can stream it. And so I can agree with that. I read the books. I have not read every single book. My favorite is Little House in the Big Woods. But I have read the second one. I like to actually go back and read more of those. And we actually don't live very far from her house, ironically. That you can go tour Laura Ingalls Wilder. So that's kind of cool.
That is cool.
And very interesting lady, just not even, just in general, really. Even if she hadn't written, she just seems interesting. I will say, Paul looks handsome, but definitely Michael Landon was very handsome in that show. Michael Landon was a handsome man. You cannot deny that. He probably looks more like, honestly, the actual pictures I've seen. He needs a longer beard to do that. But still. No, seriously, he does. He had almost a full man.
Right. Full man.
Kind of.
Manchu beard.
Not all the way down like Dumbledore, but like at least to here or something like that.
Right, yeah.
But it's I know we don't usually do teasers, and very rarely do we react to Netflix unless it's something we know everybody will be interested in, because they do so many. The cool thing about Netflix is they do about anything.
Yeah, they do a lot of
stuff. They do about anything. So we try to, if we react to Netflix, we react to ones people would be interested in. I'll tell you what. And I'm excited. In my little post we did, I'm excited to see this come back.
Yeah.
I think it's been a while since we've had a Western show. Like, the last one I can vividly remember, well, there was, oh gosh, I'm blanking again. The HBO show that was filmed on the Westworld. There was Westworld, but that was more of an actual Western show. And I do want to watch Westworld.
Westworld's more of a sci-fi, from what I understand. It looks like it starts off as a Western, but it doesn't stay a Western.
It's supposed to be about a Western theme park that was created, and things go kind of crazy from there. From very little snippets.
Yeah, very little snippets.
I've actually been to where they filmed Westworld.
Yeah.
Actually, if you watch some of the things where they talk about where they blew up the town, I did not live very far from where nothing is there. Of course, Michael Landon kind of made sure of that.
Yep.
He, not very far from where I grew up, kind of around that area in California. Yep. So, and then I guess I saw something they did Paramount too. So anyway, which I've been to Paramount. So, but like I said, I grew up with this mostly because of my mom. And then like I did from when I was young, I had a fascination with 19th century. So I just loved it. But like I was saying, it's been a long while, like the last real Western show, that I can quote call a Western show that I remember. Well, besides maybe 1823 and 1923. That was more family oriented. I don't think Yellowstone is necessarily family oriented.
No, I wouldn't say that.
What little I know about it, which I do want to watch that too.
Yes,
but is like a Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman or something like that, and so it's just good family show, and I think her story. I think it's good that they're bringing it to Netflix because in her story can live on and and it needs to live on. It does. It's a good story.
It's
she shouldn't have written all that in vain. And
I can't really speak because I haven't really seen
the
show or haven't really seen the show that much and haven't really read.
To be honest, if Michael Landon were still alive, he probably would not be very happy about this. From what I've heard about the reasons that he wanted to blow, they literally did. Like when they blow up at the end of that, they literally did blow it up. Cool. And I mean, so I don't know if I'll get my mom to watch this. I might try to convince her. If my sister were here, we're closer. I'd probably try because this was her and oh shoot, I did not mean to do that. I went too far. But anyway, we're gonna get started here.
Here we go, guys.
Here we go. Let's see.
Once upon a time, Ma and Pa and Mary and Laura
they haven't looked very young.
Wisconsin and moved to the prairie, where a new life was waiting for them. Every day and every night was an adventure.
Based on the beloved books.
And even though
she's got a big smile like Melissa Gilbert did, I'll say that.
Against the sky and the stars. They were happy because they were a family and they were together.
July 9th. Not too far away.
Nope.
But that's very teaser.
Yeah, it's very teaser.
If they release a different trailer. I don't know. It looks good.
It does.
I will say it looks good. It looks like they're at least putting effort into it. Definitely the way she's narrating sounds like, for all I know, she could be reading something from the book. It's been a very long time since I've read any of the books. But definitely sounds like she's narrating like the way she wrote it. Mm-hmm. Very much so.
Yep.
Definitely got different style braids. No, very different style braids than they gave Melissa Gilbert. Maybe they will do the little, just tight. I don't know the difference. If you know the difference, the little box braid. Mm-hmm. Straight box.
Right.
I think you call those box braids, as opposed to what she had. Mary doesn't look very blonde. She looks more of like a sandy blonde. But
might be more authentic to the book.
Well, in the book when she's drawn, they kind of almost, but when they do little kid stuff, like when they do blonde, they make it really blonde when they illustrate. Right. Ma and Pa look very young, which I guess they are probably about the same age as when Karen Grinsell and Michael Landon were when they actually filmed it. But it feels weird. They look younger, a lot younger. Yeah. But Here's my thing. If you've ever seen any clips of the show, there's one character in there that you've probably heard of that is very funny, and that's Mrs. Olsen. And I really think, I don't know, I think they kind of made her up for the show. I don't necessarily remember her being talked about in the books.
Huh.
But if they try to somehow put her in there, I don't know how much. I don't know if they're going more based on the books, the actual books, which would be different because Michael Landon did, but he also took a lot of liberties.
Right.
A lot of liberties, especially as it went on.
Yeah.
But so I don't know if they're trying to stick close, or if they are trying to reboot what was there but make it different.
Right.
If not, I don't know if they'd be able to find someone who could be as good as a Harriet Olsen. Or even an Ellie Olsen. And a Mr. Olsen. Nels Olsen. But it looks like they're putting effort in it.
Yeah, it looks like they're putting quite a bit of effort into it. At least they're definitely doing very good at trying to make sure it's period accurate.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people have said, I remember when they first announced, they're going to woke it up. They're going to woke it up. This is sad. I won't watch. That show already was woke for 1970. If you listen to some, there's a storyline about a girl who gets raped, multiple drug addiction storylines. A woman has to cut her leg off, or almost cut her leg off by herself. Mm-hmm. Because she doesn't think she's going to get the medicine in time from what I remember. Don't correct me if I'm wrong on that.
I can't tell from the trailer, but it kind of looks like they're trying to be as accurate to what would have happened back then as they can, but also keeping it true to the original book and story.
And so did Michael Landon in a way, like, he definitely tried to keep true to time than I think Dr. Quinn did in some ways. Mm-hmm. And I love this is someone who loves Dr. Quinn. I love Dr. Quinn, but there's so many nostalgic. I learned Old Lang Syne song from Little House in the Big Woods. Just different things because he sings that to her. I was hoping it doesn't look like we're going to get much of Big Woods. And Big Woods is such an underrated little book. It's so fun.
Right.
It looks like they're going to start with them just moving, which, but still, again, so we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, we might get a little bit more of actual. It's been a long time since I've read Big Woods, so I don't know if I'd be able to actually tell. But I might reread it before I do it so I can see if they put anything. But I love, it's such a good book. It is. And maple syrup. I learned about maple syrup, trapping and stuff from that. It's just different, different.
Yeah.
But no, I want to see another trailer.
Yes. I'm sure we'll get one. It may not be that far away, but it's Netflix. Netflix.
Yeah,
is advertising.
This is actually early.
This is actually Netflix. Really early for Netflix.
I was not expecting that today at all. We actually had a little bet going.
Yeah, we had a little bet going. See who.
When I found out that it was supposed to come out July 9th, and I'm like, they haven't said anything.
They just announced it, and it's coming out in July. Really?
And so we made the bet based on kind of how funny they were with the Menendez brothers.
Yeah.
Whatever monster.
Yeah, they were really
it was
quick
funny.
They always advertised like a week or two before they release it, which is so dumb. But anyway,
and so, but we don't get either vet because this happened.
Because this happened, but
unless we want to see when they actually put out the new trailer, because this is a teaser bet, we should still count
we'll see.
We should still count this because Netflix beat us.
So,
but it looks good. It looks like him playing really the fiddle there. I always love that about Pa and the fiddle.
It does look really good. But anyway, guys, tell us what you guys think. Are you guys excited for this show? I hope it.
Yeah, comment if you've read any of the books. Watch the show.
Yep.
And if you're like, well, I don't want them to ruin the show. You know,
I mean,
it's still there. The
original
and that show is not going away. So, that show will be a bona fide TV classic till this modern generation dies off.
Yeah, exactly.
That because Michael Landon was really groundbreaking with that in a lot of ways, very groundbreaking, and the history of that show will never go away.
Right.
And it needs to. I think people forget these days. I think a lot of people forget these days that those people's stories are dying off.
Yeah, they are.
Because they're not reading. And I don't know what every book a teacher reads, but you don't hear kids talk about Little House on the Prairie all that much anymore. I work with kids every day.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, K through, some of them when I work with is K through 6. I hardly ever hear them mention Little House on the Prairie.
Yeah.
So.
Hopefully, maybe this brings back some of
that interest. I hope,
so.
You know, let alone even Pioneer Day stuff. You know what I mean? It's like, now, granted, I have a little advantage towards that because I grew up in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and we're big on pioneers. But
yes, pioneers are very big in our.
But still,
culture.
Even in school, you know, you don't.
You don't really hear all that much about it. So
you know, you talk about that in history, but I don't hear the kids talk about it as much anymore as I remember. You know, talking about it when I was going to school and growing up. You know, but I'm excited. It looks better than I thought it would. I hope it's good. I really hope it's good.
I'm sure that it will be. But anyway, guys, tell us what you guys think. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
Bye.